and pretty much final step in the process is preparing that letter and actually drafting the charge. This is really important. You want to make sure that anything that you write in this proposal, that it's based strictly on the evidence and the facts. This is one of those times when you really need to make sure your emotions are not involved in this process. Just the facts in there. Don't make it too long and lengthy. You want to just be sure it's kind of clinical almost. Don't get emotional. You want to make sure that the facts that you've talked about support the charge. Some of the things you want is to avoid doing the same charge. You can have more than one charge, but you don't want to have the same charge just stated differently. You want to omit charges that refer to rules or regulations or laws. You want to avoid hiding the charge in the speculation. The reason you want to avoid the regulations or laws, if your employee's really broken a law, maybe this is going to a different place, not discipline right now. It might be going to a criminal case that you have to wait for before you can take a disciplinary action. You want to clearly delineate between the charges and then the specifications of that charge, what happened to support that charge. And you want to avoid the word intentional. When you use the word intentional, you have to prove that the employee intended to do something bad. That's really difficult to do. Even if you know it in your heart, as many of you will, I'm sure, you want to avoid using that. The types of charges that you look at, insubordination, that employee didn't follow your directions and they were insubordinate, so you're going to charge them with insubordination. Well, that's definitely a legitimate charge, but that's one of those charges that requires you to show the intent, that they woke up that morning and came to work thinking, I am not going to do what my boss tells me to do today because it's just that kind of a day. And you need to prove that. Well, that's pretty hard to do. But it doesn't mean they're going to skate off. If they do that, you want to look at a different charge, that your employee failed to follow your supervisor's instructions. It's the same thing. It just has a lower level that you need to prove that the same occurrence. It's just easier to show that so you can prove that. This is full disclosure time. You want to make sure you put everything that you can in this letter and in these charges, because you're not going to be able to bring something else up later on. Okay? You also have to give an employee that opportunity to respond to the deciding official and give them their side of the story. It's really important. Okay? Then you're going to deliver this letter. You've done the proposal, you've prepared it, HR has given it the blessing, so you need to give it to the employee. Obviously, it's going to be in writing. You want to make sure that the employee signs for the letter, that they acknowledge receipt of the letter, and like we mentioned earlier, whatever you're giving them might become a record in their OPF if it's an SF-50 once the decision has been made. And I think I mentioned a little bit earlier too, the appendices C through E in your participant guides contain some sample letters. It's a good thing to get in your mind so that you know all the things that need to be included. But definitely, 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 as you're preparing these, always consult with your human resources office.